Welcome everybody. Thank you for joining me for a 1-hour Hatha Yoga practice. Tonight's practice will be uploaded to my YouTube channel following the class, so hope you can check it out and find all the classes that are there, lots for adults and for kids, and you can find it under my full name, Tamara Maxim. If you'd like some nice music for tonight's class and you use Spotify, I have a lot of yoga playlists on there, so you can find me also as looking at my name on Spotify as Tamara YVR. And tonight our practice will focus on some opening of the heart, so working through some back bends, some arching of the spine, so work the sides of the heart, the front and back of the heart, giving it a good stretch from the inside out. Now, I always encourage my students to find an intention for their practice, so you can think of something for yourself in this first few moments. Take a nice tall seat. You can sit in Virasana like I'm sitting, or cross-legged, maybe onto a block. And I'll also offer an intention from one of these intention cards that we can use to layer into the practice. And if you'd like as well, I always encourage people to dedicate their practice. So feel free to think of someone or somewhere or something that you can send out this beautiful energy to. This is a wonderful intention. It's the word trust. When you rely on your own integrity, when you have surety in yourself, then you have the power to assure others and provide a cornerstone of confidence. And I always think that you should listen to your heart in this practice. Let the heart be the mind. And we need to learn to trust the heart. We often, so much in our day-to-day life, listen to our head and listen to others. We don't listen to our heart enough. So trust in your heart through this practice and learn to follow it. This intention card here. Beautiful. Let's find a nice tall seat. If you're not there already, or if you've just joined. Your palms can be face down on your thighs if you feel like you need more grounding, or face up. And take a moment to close down the eyes or soften your gaze past the tip of your nose. Feel the rooting down of your tailbone and the lengthening through the crown of the head. Find your intention and your dedication. Maybe your intention is personal, or maybe you can make it collective for the greater good. And then float your hands to your heart. Give yourself a pat on the heart, one hand on top of the other, lifting up through the center of your heart to meet your hands, and bow your mind in toward the heart. And remind yourself again here that the heart is the mind of the practice, and that you can trust your own heart more than anything else. Create a beautiful platform of peace and harmony for this practice with one beautiful sound of Om. Take a deep clearing breath in through your nose. A big sigh out your mouth. Exhale. Inhale for Om. Om. And let that Om soften into your heart and into your mind, radiating from your heart center in all directions. And see if you can wrap this beautiful blanket of Om around the whole world all at once. And bring that with you as you rock forward into a tabletop position. And we'll start with anahata, heart melting pose. So bring your knees underneath your hips. You might want to come a little bit further back on your mat. Keep your toes tucked. And if you have blocks, they might come in handy here. We'll start with the palms extended and bring the forearms down to the mat and start to melt the heart down. And for some people, you'll need to stay here. For others, you can bend the elbows, bring the palms together to touch, and walk the elbows a little bit more forward, keeping your hips over your knees. And then bring the thumbs to the nape of your neck as you melt the heart down, forehead to the mat. For others, you might want to get a deeper stretch. Bring your blocks either into the flat position or maybe the second setting. Elbows onto the blocks, thumbs to the nape of your neck, forehead down. And start to take some longer, deeper breaths here. So as you inhale, you feel the tailbone pulling up and back, just as if we were in downward dog. And on the exhale, melt the heart and forehead down. Stay here for a few more breaths. If you need to release at any time, you can come into child pose, untucking your toes, releasing the arms, forehead down, and bring the arms beside you if you need. Otherwise, stay here for a few more breaths, and we will eventually make our way into child pose. Again, the inhale is lengthening the hips back and up, keeping the hips over the knees. Exhale, heart melting down. Take 2 more breaths like this, Anahatasana. The heart is connected to the thymus gland, which is responsible for our immune system. And underneath the armpits are lymph nodes connected into the heart. So our heart and immunity all very much connected here. And then this time where we're starting to come back into our social circles, back out into the community, you can release into child pose as you're ready. We want to keep our heart forward, but also our immune system strong and make sure that we feel protected and strengthened. Take a few breaths in child pose. You can take the knees wide if you like. Let your arms rest beside your body, palms facing up by your feet. And here we'll take 3 Brahmari breaths, the bumblebee breath, so you'll be humming with your lips closed. It's a really beautiful way to soften the nervous system and drop into that parasympathetic space of resting, digesting, and relaxing. Take a full deep breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, Brahmari breath. Another deep inhale through your nose. Brahmari breath. Last one like that. Deep breath in through your nose. And then slowly start to roll up, coming onto your shin bones. Make your way into a tabletop position and keep your toes tucked. Your inhale breath, slide your right arm forward, left leg back. Press out through your heel, guide your fingertips forward, palm facing in, and then draw the upper arm bone back into the shoulder socket. Keep your outer left hip rolling down. Keep drawing the belly in as you inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, bring your right elbow to your left knee, so round the back of the spine. Inhale, extend, lengthen. Exhale, bring it in. Dog's having a good back scratch here. Inhale to lengthen. Okay. Exhale, bring it in. You're being such a goofball. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring it in. And from here, we'll come back to lengthening and we'll find a heart opener here. Bend your knee. Reach back for your foot. And if you can't reach the foot, you can still lengthen the chest up. If you can, grab the inside arch of your foot and feel the heart lifting. Keep your outer left hip rolling down. Take another breath in. Kick up a little higher. Stay for the exhale. And then we'll release down. Move through a few times through cat and cow. Inhale, tailbone up, tummy down, chest up. Exhale, round the spine. One more time. Inhale, you're so goofy. Tailbone up, tummy down, chest up. Exhale, round the spine. And let's move to the other side. On your inhale breath, left arm comes forward, right leg back. Keep drawing the belly in. Reach your left fingertips forward, but draw the upper arm bone back. Press out through your right heel. Keep the outer right hip rolling down. Take an inhale here to lengthen. Exhale, bring your elbow in toward your knee. Sort of glide past each other. Inhale, reach forward and back. Exhale, bring it in. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale. Draw the belly in, round the spine, so press the back of your heart up. Come back to extension. Bend your knee and see if you can reach back. And it's okay if you can't grab the foot, but lift your heart. If you can, grab the inside edge of your right foot with your left hand and kick back so much that it starts to lift your heart. Take a deep breath in, a long breath out. One more. Roll the outer right hip down, stay for your exhale. And then release back your cat and cow. Tap your toes, inhale, tail up, tummy down, chest up. Exhale, round the spine. And now walk your hands a little forward, tap your toes, lift your hips back and up. Adho Mukha Svanasana, and stay here for a few breaths, pedaling out your heels or softening both knees at the same time, scrubbing the hands forward and down and lifting the hips away from your wrist creases. Let your head be heavy, even nod yes and no a few times. Press your heels toward the mat as you exhale. One more breath. Inhale, hips lift back and up. Bend your knees if you need. Exhale, straighten out the legs. Press your heels down. On your next inhale, ripple forward to a high plank pose. And from here, slowly lower all the way down onto the belly. Take your fingertips out wide off of your mat. Tend your fingertips so your hands are in line with your shoulders and your chest. Press the tops of your feet down. Tip your elbows up toward the sky. On your inhale breath, root the feet down. Lift your head and chest up. Look up. Exhale, lower straight back down. Viparita Bhujangasana, exalted cobra. Inhale, lift your chest. I love this pose. Lift your gaze if you can. As you exhale, take your right shoulder down to the mat. Look over your left elbow. Inhale, come all the way back up. Take your left shoulder down, look over your right elbow. And let's do that one more time each side. Inhale through center, twist to the left, right shoulder down. One more time, lift your heart. Maybe look up. Exhale, twist to the right, left shoulder down. Inhale, come all the way back up. Reach your heart for the sky, look up. And as you exhale, lower all the way to the belly. Bring your palms underneath your shoulders, tuck your elbows back. Again, root the feet down. Inhale, Bhujangasana, Cobra pose. Maybe it's lower, a little higher if it's okay for your back. Exhale, lower down. Tuck your toes, keep your toes tucked, push back, modified child pose. And then all the way back and up, downward dog. Take a deep, full breath in here. And a long exhale. Inhale, lift your hips high. Exhale, press your heels down. Again, we'll ripple forward to a high plank pose. And this time you can lower your left knee to the mat. Spin your left toes behind you. Keep them tucked. Left palm underneath your shoulder. Reach your right arm up. A supported side plank pose. I want you to engage your left side abdominals, your obliques. Lift your hips a little higher. Stay here. Maybe start to float your right leg and press out through your heel. You can stay or find a back bend like we did in that cat and cow variation. Grab the outer edge of your foot this time and start to turn your chest open. Creating a back bend here as you kick that foot into your palm. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. And let's return. Right toes down, reach your top arm up and over your ear. Lift your hips a little higher. Come back to plank pose. And we'll go to the other side. Right knee comes down. Step your right toes behind you like a little kickstand. Lift your left arm up. Stay right here or lift your left leg up. Maybe bend your knee, reach for the outer edge of your foot. Kick your foot into your hand. Turn your chest open. Create a back bend by kicking back. Pressing into the right hand, deep breath in. And a long breath out. Then you can release. Take your top arm over your ear. Lift your hips a little higher, so stretching the side of your body. Come back to plank pose. Take an inhale. Lower all the way down onto the belly. And you can take cobra again or bring your palms a little closer to your hips. Root the tops of your feet down. Draw the shoulders back. And as you start to lift the heart up, maybe you slide forward and up. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. And take a couple extra breaths here. Try to lift your thighs up if you can. And if that's challenging for you, or your shoulders are really high, then you can come back to Cobra, Bhujangasana. Take one more inhale, whichever back bend you choose. Exhale, lower down. Tuck your toes again, a modified child pose. Toes are tucked, forehead down. And make your way back to downward dog. Take 3 deep breaths. If you like, you can stay in stillness or lift your right leg up to the sky, stack your hip, bend your knee, open it up, twist and look underneath your left arm. Square your hip, lower your right foot, same thing, other side. Lift it up, look underneath your right arm, square your hip and lower your foot down. On your next inhale, step your right foot through inside your right thumb. Back knee lowers down, pat it up if you need, and slide it a little further back than underneath your hip. And then reach your arms up to the sky, Anjaneyasana. Cactus your arms. Imagine somebody pushing their hand right behind your heart. See if you can lift up and out of the pelvis. Tilt the fingertips back. Maybe gaze up. Pull your outer right hip back. Left thigh descends forward. Take another big breath in and a full breath out. Inhale your arms back up through center. As you exhale, pull your right hip back as you twist to the right side. Inhale back up through center. Give yourself a twist to the right. And then lower your right hand to your left thigh. Reach your left arm up and back. Modified, exalted, revolved, lunge. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Inhale, come back up through center. Plant your palms down. Lift your back knee up. Step forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Reach for the sky. Hands to heart center. Let's fold again. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your palms, step back, downward dog. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Look forward, step your left foot inside your left thumb. Lower your back knee down, slide it as far back as you can, keeping the back toes tucked. Anjaneyasana, reaching your arms to the sky, and then cactus the arms. Feel the heart lifting as the elbows point forward, the fingertips reach back. As if somebody's pressing on the back of your heart to lengthen the front body. Pull your outer left hip back, right thigh forward, looking up if it's okay for you. Take another deep breath in here. Lift your elbows a little higher. Tip back just a little bit more. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. We'll twist 2 times to the left. So pull your left hip back and look for your left thumb. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, twist to the left. Lower your left hand to your right thigh. Reach your right arm up and back. Stretching through the side of the heart. Deep breath in and a long breath out. Beautiful. Such a nice variation. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky. Palms press down. Lift your back knee up. Step forward. Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rise all the way up. Come all the way to standing arch back. Hands to heart center, Samastitihi. Take an inhale breath. Reach both arms to the sky. If you like, you can heel toe your feet apart. Flip your right palm up. Wrap your left wrist or left fingers around your right wrist. Press down into your feet. Draw the tailbone toward your heels. Lengthen. And as you exhale, hips to the right, hands to the left. You can look straight ahead, you can look down to your left foot, or maybe up toward the right. You feel a stretch all the way up the right side of the body through the rib cage. Create more space in your heart. Deep breath in, and a long breath out. Come all the way back up through center. Flip your left palm up. Wrap your right fingertips around your left wrist. Press down through your feet. Curl your tailbone toward your heels. Side bend to the right, hips to the left. You can find that comfortable gaze for a few deep breaths. Maybe you look up, opening up through the side of the body, creating more space around your heart through your rib cage. One more deep inhale. Stay for your exhale. Come back through center. Both arms reach to the sky. Hands to the heart. And just take a moment. Tadasana pose. So really warming up the body at the beginning of this practice. We want to create lots of warmth in the spine for a deeper back bending. Take a deep inhale breath through your nose. And a full breath out your mouth, and feel the openness of your heart. Bring your hands to your lower back, imagining that you could put your hands into two pockets, and then draw the elbows back toward each other, so lengthening the chest up. Curling the tailbone toward your heels. Take an inhale, lift up and out of the pelvis, and find a gentle back bend. And take a few deep breaths here. Try not to collapse in the lower back, so lengthen through the spine. Try to take a full breath through the length of the front of your body. One more inhale. Stay for your exhale. Slowly support yourself to come up. Bend your knees, reach your arms up to the sky. Soften your knees again as you fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. As you're ready, plant your palms, step back again, downward dog, and we'll stay here 3 breaths. If a vinyasa is something you like to add into your practice, feel free to take one here. You'll ripple forward to high plank. You'll lower to your belly, take a back bend, cobra or upward dog, and make your way back to downward dog. Everybody taking one more deep inhale here. Stay for your exhale. And on your inhale breath, step your right foot through to the inside of your right thumb, spin your back heel down and rise up, warrior one. Again, cactus the arms. Pull your outer right hip back, see if you can lift the heart up, tipping the elbows forward, fingertips back, broaden across the heart space. Maybe look up. Take another deep breath in here. Stay for your exhale. Now on your inhale breath, sweep your arms to the sky. Exhale back behind you. Lean forward over your front thigh. Take an inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Warrior one, Virabhadrasana one. Exhale, sweep back. One more time. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky. This time, fingertips to the mat or to the blocks. Maybe step your left foot slightly forward and to the left. Straighten your front leg as you inhale, finding Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose. Exhale to fold, and remember, hands can be on blocks. You can also lift your back heel up if you need. Inhale, lengthen your chest forward. Exhale, fold. One more time, lengthen the center of your heart forward and up. Exhale, fold forward over your front thigh. Stay here for a few breaths. Feel free to walk your fingertips back behind you, pointing your fingers to the back of your mat. Pull your outer right hip back. Come behind your left toes, or your left foot can be flat. Try to find a level sacrum. Deep breath in, and a long breath out. One more. Soften into your right knee. Step your left foot back, so you have front heel to back arch alignment. Left toes are pointed slightly forward, and then rise all the way up, Virabhadrasana 2. Extend your fingertips forward and back. Bend your front knee a lot. Try to wiggle your front toes forward so you have enough space to one day get that front thigh parallel. And you're hugging the outer right hip under, inner left thigh open at the same time. Inner thighs pulling toward each other as the feet spread apart. So get strong in this foundation. Open up the left side of your heart more. Open up the right side of your heart more, and maybe turn your palms to face the left side of your mat. So it's like you're hugging a big tree. Think of your fingers as extensions of your heart. Take a full deep breath in and a full deep breath out. And now flip your left palm up, lower your right hand down. Again, this exalted variation. This time a little different. Bring your hand behind your head and turn your heart open. Spin it toward the sky. Feel free to stay here. If you have a half bind or full bind, you can go for it. Taking your left hand behind you, maybe interlacing the fingers behind your heart. See if you can lift the middle of your heart up a little higher. Maybe even look up and keep bending that right knee. Deep full breath in and a deep full breath out. Come back to warrior two. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, bring both your hands to the mat. Step back, downward dog. And again, you're welcome to take a vinyasa here, or you can come with me for a little twist. Walk your hands a little bit closer to your feet. Wrap your right hand on the outer left ankle, calf, or thigh, and turn and look underneath your arm. Take another deep breath in here. Press your left hand forward and down. Pull the hips back and up as you twist. Let's go to the other side and finish your vinyasa. Feel free to join us. Left hand to the outer right ankle, calf or thigh. Push your right hand forward and down. Lift the hips back and up. Twist and look underneath your right arm. Take a full deep breath in and a full deep breath out. One more. Beautiful. Bring your hands a little bit more forward now. Look forward. Step your left foot through. Back heel spins down. Reach your arms up to the sky. Warrior one. And cactus your arms at the center of your heart up. Start to lean back and pull your outer left hip back. Right thigh forward. And reach your arms up to the sky. Keep bending that left knee. Full breath in. As you exhale, both hands come down to the mat. You might want to step your right foot a little bit more out to the right and slightly forward, or you can come high onto your right toes. Inhale to lengthen, and as you exhale, straighten that front leg and bow. Again, inhale to lengthen. Exhale, straighten that leg and give it a bow. One more time. Lengthen, pull your left hip back. If your back heel is down, try to level the sacrum. Fold over your left thigh. Feel free to stay here or bring your palms back behind you. Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose. See if you can lengthen your heart, the back in front of your heart, so your forehead's coming toward your shin. You can always soften that front knee if needed. And soften your front knee. Step your left foot back so you find your right foot back. So you find left heel to right inner arch alignment. Bend your left knee and rise all the way up, warrior two. Extending your left arm forward, right arm back. Again, try to wiggle those left toes more forward so you get the knee over the ankle and enough space between your feet that this front thigh can become parallel. And then you need to use muscular strength here. So outer left hip tucking under, inner right thigh open, inner thigh squeezing toward each other, and feet spreading apart. Create a long line of energy from your right fingertips to your left fingertips, and turn your palms to the right side of your mat as if you're hugging a big tree and extending the energy from your heart right through your fingertips. Try to keep your shoulders right over top of your hips, your head and heart in the same line. Take a deep breath in, long breath out. Flip your left palm up, lower that right hand down. Find this exalted variation of warrior two, bringing the top hand back. And then find your head, turn your heart open. Feel free to stay here, but keep bending that left knee. There's a tendency to want to straighten the leg. Wiggle your right hand behind you, maybe to the top of your right thigh. Maybe you find that half bind or a full bind, fingers reaching behind the heart. Left knee is still tracking open. Take a full deep breath in. A nice long deep breath out. One more. Lift your heart to the sky, maybe look up. Beautiful. Come back through center, extend your arms. Windmill your hands down to the mat. Step back, downward dog. And this time we'll ripple forward, high plank again. This time lower all the way to the belly. Untuck your toes, lengthen your legs behind you, and extend your left palm forward. Bend your right knee, reach back and grab the inside arch of your right foot with your hand, and press into your left hand till your chest lifts. And feel what that's like to kick your right foot back. You feel the heart open. Maybe you stay. Maybe you can start to lift the right thigh. Maybe your left fingertips. And maybe your left toes float. A variation of Natrajasana, Ardha Natrajasana. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Sort of a halfway between Natrajasana and Dhanurasana, floor bow. Bring your right palm down. Bend your left knee, reach back, grab the inside arch of your left foot. Start to kick into your hand. We'll pull your right arm to straight. Maybe you stay, or you can reach forward with your fingertips. Kick your right foot up, kick back with your left foot. Hold here for 3, 2, 1. Release everything down. Maybe take a little seal pose to lengthen the front of the heart, and then fold all the way down, forehead down. Take a full deep breath in, sigh out your mouth, exhale. Bend your knees, windshield wiper your feet side to side. And slowly coming back through center, release the tops of your feet down. Take Sphinx pose. Bring your forearms parallel to each other. Elbows right underneath the shoulders. Start to lift your heart up. And again, you can stay here or start to bend your knees. Bring the toes toward the back of your head. Feel that heart opening, or maybe palms come forward more, lengthen the arms, maybe even hands come in for supported seal pose. Maybe lift the back of your head toward your toes. And slowly lower down again. Make a little pillow with your hands, forehead down. Windshield wiper your legs side to side so you feel a little thigh stretch there. So some options. Come back to your child pose. You can push to downward dog. Take a vinyasa. Let's take 3 breaths, whichever you decide to do. And your knees can be wide or together for child pose. 3 breaths. Maybe you move to downward dog for the same 3 breaths. Or maybe you take a vinyasa. And slowly making your way up to downward dog if you're in child pose. You lift your right leg up to the sky. Start to stack open your hip, bend your knee, drop your foot behind you. As if you were going to flip over, but you're not quite. Weight your right hand so just onto the fingertips. See if you can turn and look underneath your right arm. Big breath in, full breath out. And then bring your knee forward and step through in the center of your thumb. Back heel spins down again, the same alignment for Warrior 2. This time we'll bring the right hand either inside the right foot or right forearm onto the right thigh. You can also use a block under your right hand. Left hand to your left hip, and I want you to turn your heart to the left side of your mat and even up toward the ceiling. Parsvakonasana. Taking your left arm up to the sky, so lengthen through the left side of your heart. Keep tucking your outer right hip under, inner left thigh open, and use the outer left foot as an anchor. And now sweep your top arm over your ear. Spin your pinky finger down, thumb up, look underneath your arm. Try not to put too much weight into the right fingertips or your right forearm. See if you can lift your chest. You're welcome to stay here. Maybe you come for a half bind. Let that arm travel behind your lower back, fingertips wrapping around the top of the right thigh, and turn your heart open. And if you want to go for a full bind, you can as well. Take a nice full breath in, a beautiful full breath out. And then we'll unwind ourselves, come all the way up, Warrior 2. Straighten through your front leg, heel toe your back foot in just a step or two, get a little shorter stance. And then start to hinge forward over the front thigh, pivot the arms, 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Stay here for a few breaths. Keep hugging the outer right hip under, inner left thigh open, maybe gazing up to your top palm. Take a few deep breaths here. Be light into your right hand. Keep lifting your chest. You can feel free to use a block if you need. Try to direct the head in line with your heart, in line with your hips, in line with your hand. Deep breath in, full breath out. Let's move into half moon pose, a balancing pose. So soften your right knee, maybe bring a block under your right hand, which will eventually be under your right shoulder. Start to lift that left leg up off the mat and spin your chest open to the left side of your mat. Press out through your left heel, curl your toes toward you. Direct your chest again to the left and then maybe reach your left arm up. Stay here for a couple of breaths. Maybe look up to your top hand. If you want to go further, and I encourage it, bend both your knees. Bring your left knee in toward your chest. See if you can wrap your hand around the outer edge of your left foot and then start to kick back and up. So similar to Natrajasana, we just did this similar shape on the mat, but now the hips are open, chest is open. Deep breath in, Shavasana. Deep breath out. Beautiful work, everybody. Soften both knees. Step all the way back to the long edge of your mat and take your hands out wide as your heels. And I'll just turn to the front, but you can stay to the side. Hands onto your hips. Take an inhale, lift the center of your heart up. And as you exhale, fold forward, wide-legged forward fold. palms under your shoulders. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, let yourself fold crown of the head down. Lift the hips up. You can walk your hands further back, more in line with your feet, and push into your hands, bend your elbows, and try to draw the crown of the head down. You can always put hands on blocks as well. If you have Shirshasana in your practice, the head comes all the way down. Feel free to lift the legs up. Slowly start to come up and bring your right hand under your shoulder. Bring your left hand to your left hip. Turn and twist to the left. Reach your left arm up. Spin your hand behind you. Maybe wrap to the top of your right thigh and feel the opening through your heart as you look up. Feel free to stay here. Maybe you walk your right hand over to the left ankle. Take an inhale to lengthen your arm and then bend your elbow. Pull yourself in. Deep full breath in. A deep full breath out. One more breath here. Unwind yourself. Halfway lift, left palm underneath your left shoulder, or underneath your face, more toward the center. Right hand to your right hip, and come to any of these places. You can stay or keep going. Reach your right arm up, palm facing away. Open up the side of your heart. Wrap your hand behind you. Turn the right shoulder open. Stay here or walk your left hand to your outer right ankle. Lengthen your arm, lengthen your chest, and then pull in if you like, a little deeper, looking up toward the ceiling. Couple rounds of breath. Inhale, come back through center. We'll turn ourselves to the front of the mat. And again, step back, downward dog. Ripple forward, high plank pose. Lower all the way down to the belly. Untuck the toes, bring your hands behind the lower back, interlace your palms. Try to root the tops of your feet down and even bring the toes together. Ardha Shalabhasana. To start, lift the chest and shoulders up. Lift the head up and draw your knuckles toward your heels. If you can, lift the arms away from the lower back and use the tops of your feet. Press down a little bit more. Shoulders draw back and down. Keep lifting the chest. One more inhale breath. Keep drawing the knuckles toward your heels. One more inhale. Exhale to lower down. Make a little pillow with your hands, forehead down. Bend your knees, windshield wiper, side to side. And let the feet relax. One more round, Ardha Shalabhasana this time, or of Shalabhasana this time. If you want to take the half variation, you can, so keeping the toes down. Otherwise, we'll start there and then lift the feet up. So shoulders draw back, try to take the opposite grip. Knuckles moving toward your heels, squeeze the legs together if you can. Start to lift the shoulders and chest up and maybe float the legs. And with each breath in, see if you can lift your chest and feet a little bit higher. Each breath out, draw the knuckles back. One more time, lift head and shoulders. Exhale, draw the knuckles back. Last breath, lift everything up. Good work. Release everything down. Make a little pillow. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. And it feels good. You can lift up your feet. Move side to side. Move back down, the front of the body, palms underneath the shoulders. Tuck your toes, shift back, modified child pose. And then all the way back and up, downward facing dog. Take a full deep breath in, full deep breath out. Inhale, lift your left leg up to the sky. Open it up. Maybe de-weight your left palm just a little bit. Look underneath your right shoulder. I think actually the left shoulder this time. Look underneath the left shoulder. Square your hip, and we're going to step our foot through more in the center. Find that alignment of your front heel to your back arch. And rise up, warrior two. Take a deep full breath in here. Nice long full breath out. And straighten that front leg. Heel toe your back foot in just a little bit. Shorter stance. Maybe find a block for underneath your left hand as you inhale, reach forward, pivot the arms. If you need that block, it can be inside your left leg or outside. Try to be light onto it so we're not sinking down into the left hip. There's a lifting straight up to the ceiling through the right fingertips. 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock with the arms. Turning your gaze to look up at your top thumb if you can. You can, of course, look center or straight down. But wherever you are, try to keep your head aligned with your heart, your hips, your top hand, even your front big toe. Everything in a nice straight line. Another full breath in and a full breath out. Now we'll move towards Ardha Chandrasana with the option for Chapasana. So bend that left knee, right hand to your right hip. Maybe you take a block under your left hand. It will end up underneath your shoulder, so slightly forward and to the left of your left foot. Start to roll your hip open so you're turning your chest toward the right side. Be light onto those left fingertips. Reach your right arm up. Press out through your standing foot so you have more control in this posture when you know where your foot is in space. Maybe you look up for a moment. Trust the opening of your heart here. Now soften both of your knees. Bring your right knee in toward you. Try to grab the outer edge of your right foot. And if you can, start to kick that foot back and up. And if you can't quite get it, just go where you can go here, finding Chapasana, spinning the heart open. Be light onto those left fingertips. Maybe you tent the fingers, maybe you float the palm. Open your chest up, trust here. Breathe, deep breath in. Full breath out. Soften both feet and step all the way back and open up to the long edge of your mat. And from here, again, hands to the hips. Take an inhale, lengthen your chest forward and up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway. And from here, walk your hands somewhere on the outer edges of your legs. Maybe you can grab your heels, maybe your ankles, maybe your thighs. If that's not accessible for you, keep your hands on your hips and let the forehead come down. So work toward the crown of the head coming down, hips lifting up. And pull your chest through between your legs. Come to a halfway position. Heel toe your feet in just a little bit. Heels in, toes wide, and sit down, finding Malasana, a little yogi squat. And if this is a little bit too deep for you, you can come onto your bum and take the feet together, knees out wide for a butterfly. Take your right fingertips out to the right. You can use a block if you need. Use your left elbow on your inner left thigh and start to spin your chest open. So get a little heart opening across the front. Maybe even more, reaching your left arm back, and maybe find that bind. And if you have it, you can tuck your right fingertips behind your right hip. Open up the chest, deep full breath in, deep full breath out. And one more, inhale, and exhale. Let's go to the other side. Take your left fingertips out to the left. Use your right elbow and your inner right knee, push it open. Reach your right arm up, spin it around, maybe find a half bind or a full bind. Wherever you decide to be, try to turn your heart open to the right. Slowly coming back to Malasana. Bring your fingertips down to the mat. Start to straighten your legs. Heel toe your feet back to the original position. Inhale to lengthen. And as you exhale, turn to the front of your mat and step back, downward dog. Inhale, ripple forward, high plank, lower all the way down onto the belly. And this time we'll take Dhanurasana pose. If you want to do one leg at a time, I'll show you that option. We did it sort of at the beginning. You're welcome to take that option, and then we'll switch sets. You can do the other side on the second set. So one leg at a time will be to kick your foot back into one hand and press your opposite hand down onto the mat. Otherwise, try to get both knees bent at the same time. Reach back and grab the outer edges of your feet and walk your knees in as close together as you can. Now, some people, they like to point their toes. That's fine. Keep them active. See if you can grab either on the tops of your feet or your ankles, or maybe even the front of your shins. And when you get into the pose, either flex or point your feet, so keep them active. First set, we'll focus on just lifting the chest. So draw the shoulders back, press your thighs down, kick your feet up and back, and see how high you can lift your chest off the mat. Draw the shoulder blades toward each other. Gaze is down if you have a sensitive neck. Look straight ahead or maybe look up. Try to hold here for a couple more breaths. Keep kicking back and up. Press the knees down. Take another breath in. Kick up a little higher. Stay for the exhale. One more breath. Exhale to lower. And if you've done one leg at a time, just release. We'll bring the arms beside the body. This time turn to the right. Left ear down to the mat. Take a full deep breath in. And a full deep breath out. One more. Coming back through center, this time we'll add in the lift of the thighs. So go to the other side of one-legged or bend both knees and reach back at the same time. Try to grab your outer feet, your ankles, maybe to your shins, and draw the legs close together. And we'll start in the same way. So shoulder blades squeeze together, chest lifts, start to kick back and up. And then from here, rock onto the soft part of your belly. So lift the thighs up off the mat. Keep kicking back and up. Squeeze your inner knees and feet together. Keep kicking as you inhale. Open the heart a little more as you exhale. One more time. Inhale. Stay for the exhale. And then slowly release. Release that one foot if you're doing one side at a time. Turn your gaze to the left. Right ear down. 2 breaths. Bringing your gaze back through center, palms underneath your shoulders. You can move through a vinyasa if you like, or child pose, or make your way back to downward dog. And we'll meet back in downward dog if you've taken a different option. And look toward the front of your mat. You can take as many steps, a walk or a hop to get to the front. Halfway lift when you get there. Exhale to fold. And let's take a nice forward fold. Bend your knees a lot. Wrap your opposite elbows with your hands. Let your head be heavy. And sway side to side. If you want something deeper, you can start to straighten the legs more. Maybe walk your feet closer together. You can wrap your hands behind your calves. Pull your forehead to your shins. Release, walk your feet hip distance if not already. Bend your right knee a lot. Bring your right palm underneath your face. You can use a block if you like. We'll do a twist here just like we did in the wide-legged fold. Left hand to your left hip, turn and twist, look up to the left. Reach your left palm up, palm facing away, spin it around. Bring it to your lower back and wrap the right fingers around the top of your right thigh. Pressing into your right palm, keep that left leg straight if you can. Open up the left side of your heart. Deep breath in, long breath out. One more like this. Breathe in and breathe out. And cycle yourself all the way back around. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Lengthen your heart. Exhale, fold. One more like that. Lengthen your heart. And fold. And this time, bend your left knee a lot. You can use a block under your left hand, underneath your face. Right hand to your right hip. Turn and twist, look to the right. Reach your right palm up, it's facing away from you. Spin it around. See if you can find a bind. Open the right side of your heart. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Try to straighten that right leg. Pull your outer right hip back. Beautiful. Unwind yourself. Halfway lift, inhale. Release, exhale. Now press down into your feet. Spread your arms wide like big wings. Reach to the sky. Urdhva Hastasana, arch back. Hands to your heart center, Samastitihi. We'll take a standing backward bend here, dancer's pose. We've been working up to it, stretching the thighs, opening the heart, opening the shoulders. Now find your big toes together to touch, heels slightly apart. Bring your left hand onto your left hip, put all the weight down into your left foot and contract your thighs, so lift up the kneecap. Take your right palm out to the right. You keep your palm facing up. Your thumb is pointing back behind you. Fingertips out to the side. Bend your right knee. Try to keep your knees close together as you reach for the inside of your right foot with your hand. So I'll turn to the side so you can see. Extend your left palm up to the ceiling. You can make a mudra with your thumb and index finger, knowledge and wisdom, trusting that in yourself. Extend your left fingertips up to the sky, and before you hinge forward, start to kick back and up. And you'll feel that same kind of back bend that we started with near the beginning of the class. Start to kick back and up. Feel the right thigh stretching, just like we did in Dhanurasana. Keep your left leg steady. Keep reaching forward, kicking up and back. And find your edge. Keep kicking, keep reaching. Hold where you can. Take 3 deep breaths. Outer right hip rolling down. Inner edge of your left foot secure. Last 2. And last 1. And when you're ready, slowly come back up and release that down. And if you like, you can give your arms and legs a good shake. Feels really good to stretch the thigh and lift the heart at the same time. But really the power of this posture comes from the kick. So there's a lot of kicking the feet into the hands in different ways today. Let's try it again. Step your big toes together to touch, hands onto your hips. Take your left palm out to the left. This time your thumb is pointing back behind you. Push the weight down into your right foot, but draw the right thigh up so you're lifting up through the knee. Bend your left knee, reach down and grab the inside of your left foot so your fingers are pointing out to the left side of your mat. Pull your knees together. Take an inhale, reach your right fingertips up to the sky. Create Gyan Mudra if you like, thumb and index finger touching, knowledge and wisdom. Take an inhale to lengthen, and before you hinge forward, get that kick up and back. Just like we did with Dhanurasana, without lifting the knees, you're just lifting the chest. Keep kicking, and now start to reach. As you kick back and up, start to reach forward and up. So heart is lifting and lengthening. Keep kicking. Find your edge and take 3 deep breaths. Inner right foot pressing down, outer left thigh rolling down. 3 breaths here. Last breath. Slowly come up. Beautiful. Give yourself a good shake. And we'll come back down into that Malasana squat. Take your toes as wide as your mat, heels in, reach your arms up to the sky. As you exhale, bend your elbows, bring your hands right down through the center, come down into a squat. And you're welcome to, again, to sit onto your seat if you like, in a butterfly position. And for those of you who want to try a little crow pose, we haven't really done too much hand balancing today, but crow pose is really interesting because you have to draw in through the front body. So you hollow out the front body and round the back of your heart. So it's a really nice stretch for the back of the heart. So come along for any part of this that you like. Spread your fingertips wide, lift your hips enough to push your toes into the mat and step your big toes together and lengthen your legs. So lift the hips up high and start to hollow out the front body. So you already feel the rounding in the shoulders and the back of your heart. Now keep that, keep drawing the belly in, but bend your elbows just a little bit and bend your knees forward so they meet. So your knees are not on the outside of your arms, but tucked in nice and tight. And if you need the ground to be a little higher, you can always step onto a block like a little perch. Now really round the upper back, round, round, round. Press into the finger pads, lean forward, and maybe you can float. And you really have to round the spine. So get rounded in the shoulders, rounded in the mid and upper back. Draw the belly in, press the heart up. Hold where you are for 3 breaths. Keep rounding, last breath. Slowly lower back down. If you want to take a shoot back and then land on your bum after a vinyasa, you can. The rest of us will take the feet wide again. Take your time to come all the way down onto your bum. Gather your knees in. Give yourself a nice squeeze. If you're moving through a vinyasa, feel free to go there and then meet on your seat. Beautiful work today, everybody. Keep your knees bent. Wiggle your bum toward the top of your mat. Reach your fingertips forward, all the way forward to the top of your mat, past your toes. Lift your chest. And as you exhale, slowly, slowly lower all the way down onto your back. Once you get there, hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice big squeeze, a loving hug. Done a lot of back bending today, so our next back bend will be a supported back bend. If you have a block or a cushion, bring your block or cushion underneath your sacrum on any setting. You can even use some books here. It's nice and secure. It should be pretty firm whenever you use. Let your arms come out to the side, palms facing up, and let your heart melt open. If you want something deeper, you can turn whatever is underneath you on its side. Take a full deep breath in through your nose. And a sigh out your mouth. Exhale. Deep breath in. And a full breath out. Stay here for a few more breaths. If you want to come down onto the lower setting and instead lift your legs up, Viparita Karani, arms up, you can do that as well, and maybe roll out your wrists and ankles. Starting to let the heart soften. All of the blood flow coming back into the heart, into the center of the body. And slowly let your feet come back down to the mat. Slide whatever you had underneath you off to the side. Take the soles of your feet together, knees out wide. One hand on your heart, the other hand on top, and give yourself a pat on the heart. Remind yourself that you can trust your heart more than anything. You're welcome to stay right here in this passive hip opener. If you'd like something a little deeper, then we'll bring the knees together. Take the knees wide and open them up to the right side. So let them fall to the right. And then you can place your right ankle on top of your outer left knee. You can open up your arms, create a little bit of a twist. Maybe look over your left shoulder. And bring your gaze back through center. Keep your foot on top of your knee. Step your left foot underneath you. And then hug your left knee in toward your left shoulder. Supine pigeon, Supta Kapottasana. And you can release. Again, stay here in Supta Baddha Konasana if you like, or separate your feet. Let your knees knock over to the left side this time. Place your left ankle on top of your outer right knee. Cactus your arms. Keep your heart open. And turn and look toward the right. Feel this beautiful softening across the center of your chest. You can walk your right foot back underneath your knee. Bring your right knee in towards your right shoulder, left knee pressing away. And taking a few last deep breaths here on the back. When you're ready to release, you can bring your gaze back through center. Take your top foot off of the knee. Hug your knees into your chest. Maybe you take Happy Baby or Apanasana, knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice squeeze. If there's anything else that you would like to do before the end of this practice, you can do that. And then bring yourself into a place of comfort, of relaxation and rest for your final rest, Shavasana. We'll close the practice today with a chant for peace, to allow the heart to soften into a place of peace, deep relaxation, knowing that this is what you can trust. If everything else fell away, that you'll always have your heart. If you like, you can join me. It will be Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Take a deep clearing breath in through your nose. A big sigh out your mouth. To begin. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Trust that you will always have peace. Begins with you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Feel free to look for more classes on my YouTube channel or join me again here through Facebook Live.